Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, September 25th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts. We're going to start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading a little bit lower today, down by 2 3/4 points to 1988 1/4. Yesterday, the market did have a soaring and roaring move with the S&P 500 finishing up just a little bit over 15 points on the session. But today the market is stalling out a little bit, giving them back a little bit this morning. So we'll see how this all plays out. Keep an eye on the dollar-yen today. Dollar-yen has is in positive territory, but you can see it is starting to roll over a little bit. If dollar-yen starts to fall or dollar-yen starts to retreat to the downside, that should be a negative for the overall stock market. The U.S. dollar index surged to a fresh new high today. This is something else that traders want to watch. If this starts to decline, this is a negative for stocks. Remember, the market is moving higher on the back of the yen carry trade. That means dollar-yen must continue to go higher. Yen must become weaker. If that changes, that will affect the market. So again, keep that on the radar today. That's going to be very, very important. But right now, if you take a look at the dollar-yen chart, you could just see that here that it's starting to roll over a little bit, but it's still in positive territory. So keep that on the radar today. If that does somehow go negative, that would be a negative for stocks, in my opinion. It would also be a positive for gold, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. All right, looking out, we just had the initial weekly jobless claims number. Again, I don't think anybody even cares about what the economic numbers are anymore. It really just comes down to the matter of are the markets still being inflated? And the answer is yes, the markets are still being inflated, and they're still holding up very, very well. Jobless claims, I believe, rose 12,000 to 293,000. I think it's the most meaningless number in the business right now. Don't worry about it all that much. You also had U.S. durable goods orders. They declined to a record, I believe, 18.2% in August. That is definitely not a sign of strength. So either way, we'll see how this market plays out today. But all in all, you do have the Rosh Hashanah holiday. Volume trends are expected to be on the lighter side. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. First off, we're going to start with Jabil Circuits. You can tell that it's not that big of a trading day when Jabil Circuits is the stock that I got to start off the session with here. Right now, the stock is trading a little bit higher. It closed at $20.85. It is now trading at $21.65. So Jabil's getting a little bit of a pop. I don't know if it has a lot more upside here. A level that I would become interested in fading the stock today would be around $22.32. So keep that on the radar. If it gets up there, $22.32, I think Jabil could be a potential short position. But this is something that we're going to look at in the intraday stock chat when the stock trades to that level. So come on over to the chat room, take a 7-day free trial to our intraday stock chat. I'll be looking at that, and we'll see if we do get a play there. Next one I want to look at is this PCRX. It looks like they received a warning letter from the FDA, and stock is getting hit a little bit. Stock closed at $106.28, now trading at around $101. The only level I'm seeing that looks decent here is a pierce of $95. So I'm going to say $94.90, $94.85. That's where the stock should have fairly decent support if it trades down to that level. So keep that level on the radar today. Again, this is a light volume biotech, so it's a tougher trade. These things have a higher degree of risk because they can overshoot levels, but the level that I did come up with was $94.90 today. Let's take a look at GoPro. This stock has just been on fire. Stock is making a new high right now. It's trading at $81.70. I think it is fully stretched here. Be very, very careful. If you own GoPro, you just trail your stop loss. If you don't own it, do not try to buy it up here. I would almost consider fading the stock up at this level. However, it's a new issue, and as you can see here, if we just take a look at, say, a weekly chart, it's only been around since June of 2014, so it becomes a very tough stock to try to fight. But nonetheless, I do not see upside in GoPro at the moment, and I think the stock should pull back from these levels around here. So be very, very careful. Like I said, if you own it, you trail your stop loss. If you don't own it, you do not look to buy GoPro at these levels. That is dangerous. Let's take a look at FUL, which is Fuller HB. This is a specialty chemical maker. They make paints and sealants and things like that. Right now the stock is trading at $36.50. This is a pretty good decline. The only level that I'm really seeing here that interests me in this equity would be around 30 bucks. So keep that on the radar today. The stock gets down to $30. That's an area I think you can own the stock. That's still another $6 from here. But considering the stock has fallen from $44 close yesterday, there's nothing to say it can't get down there. And this is also another light volume equity, meaning it rarely trades a million shares a day. If you take a look at the daily chart here, you're going to see on average, the average volume on this thing is somewhere around 200,000 a day. So this stock can get down there. If it gets down to around $30 a share, maybe $30.25, that's where you can take a stab at it on the long side. Until then, though, there's not much you want to do with a thin stock like this. Be very, very careful. This stock is coming under severe selling pressure after earnings. So I don't know if you want to make much out of it. Something else that I'm looking at on my radar today is Joe, which is coffee. It's the iPath Bloomberg Coffee Sub-Index. This stock earlier, and I'll pull up on a 10-minute chart, you can see is dipping a little bit. There's no real volume behind it, so I don't know if we can make too much out of it, but I did isolate a level today that I do like. There'll be some minor support around $33, but a level I really like today for a bounce would be around $27.70. So if this does get down to $27.70, I do think JO can be bought there for a quick bounce. Again, let it get down there. This is also very, very thin. On an average day, it trades around, a little bit less than 100,000 shares a day. So again, it's very, very tough to try to play something like this, at least with the light volume. Once again, the futures are down about $4.50 at the moment. They are coming back down. So the market is giving back a little bit of yesterday's gains, at least before the opening bell. Now we want to talk about gold real quick. Gold is trading decently lower, down about $6.40 as well to $1,213 an ounce. If we go to the GLD, what you're going to see here is that the GLD had a big gap down early this morning, and then it's slowly been grinding higher. Now the GLD will generally trade opposite the dollar yen. So if you're a gold trader, you want to be looking at dollar yen. If the dollar yen stalls or sells off, that would be a positive for the GLD. Other than that, I don't think there's much we want to do with gold right now. It is trading lower than yesterday's close. GLD closed at $117.05. It is now trading at $116.60. So there's not a lot we're going to do with it yet, but gold could be in play today. Let's take a look at oil. Light sweet crude is up another 50 cents today to $93.30 a barrel. Let's go to the USO, which is a good way to trade light sweet crude. And you're going to see that's trading at $35.11. It closed at $35 yesterday. So crude has had a little bit of a bid over the past couple of weeks. At least the USO has defended the 34 level, now trading slightly above 35. I would still be very, very careful with oil. Oil is not really showing us a lot of strength out here these days. So again, while it's upticking a little bit, crude futures are up a little bit. Be very, very careful with the oil play. It is still not showing much solid strength, nor is it showing any conviction on the charts. And that ultimately tells me it wants to go lower in time. So be very, very careful there. We'll just see how this market shakes out and plays out today. Again, pretty good move for the markets yesterday, but you're seeing the futures come right back down today, now down almost 5 points. Remember, if the dollar yen moves lower, futures most likely move lower, and gold will move higher. That's generally the way it works. With that being said, everybody, come over to the intraday stock chat. Take a 7-day free trial. We already had a nice gap winner on Tuesday with KMX. Stock bounced just about $1 in about 5 minutes of entering it. So again, hopefully we'll isolate some more gap plays this week. Come over, take a 7-day free trial to the intraday stock chat, and learn how we do this each and every day. With that being said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we will see you on the charts.